Today, Congress took action to prevent President Trump from taking further military action in Venezuela without congressional approval. 5 Senate Republicans joined Democrats in support of advancing the bill, which faces another vote next week. President Trump says he'll veto the bill if it reaches his desk. Vote came after the president told the New York Times the U.S. could be running Venezuela and extracting oil from its reserves for years. That's after U.S. troops captured Nicolas Maduro and his wife over the weekend and brought them to the U.S. to face trial on drug charges. Now, Houston is home to one of the largest Venezuelan communities in the country. And tonight, one of its most recognizable voices is speaking out.
A former Miss Venezuela, now a congressional candidate here in Texas, opening up and about her homeland and whether she believes real change is possible after the ouster of the former leader. Marcelo Benito met her over lunch.
Es una dulce muchacha maravina.
At only 19 years old,
Miss Venezuela es Miss Zulia. Carmen Maria Montiel.
She was crowned Miss Venezuela, an honor that brought her pride and responsibility.
Now, Miss Venezuela.
That same year, she nearly took the Miss Universe crown, finishing second runner-up on the world stage.
That title is always with me. Even though I gave the crown away a year after, but people always say, oh, Miss Venezuela. Miss Venezuela.
The glitz and glamour mirrored a country full of promise.
I was Miss Venezuela in the best time. I grew up in a Venezuela where opportunities were there.
Her television career took off as a morning show host, but she left for the U.S. to finish her studies. While abroad, the Venezuela she knew and loved began to unravel. She stayed in the U.S., eventually building a successful career as a Houston television anchor.
Do you miss Venezuela?
What I said is, I miss what it was, what I left originally in 1988. It was a country on the road to development. It was the country that everybody thought at the time was going to be a developed country and the center of Latin America. And now is worse than a third world country.
All these years later, over a meal at one of Houston's first Venezuelan restaurants, Montiel told me she finally feels hope again.
Do you have an idea how many times everybody has been thinking this is the time is now, it's now going to happen? And it's like you are in this roller coaster, like, and the
On Saturday, that moment arrived. The U.S. military swept into Venezuela, extracting dictator Nicolas Maduro and his wife.
Take me back to Saturday morning. What was that like when you woke up?
I would say it was the best coffee. My phone was exploding. And when I saw it, and I have to say, yeah, I tear up. I have family members that had suffered. I have friends that had suffered. Our family lost absolutely everything.
For Montiel, seeing Maduro shackled and surrounded by federal agents brought genuine joy.
They're gonna pay for what they done.
But the danger isn't over. Montiel warns Maduro may be gone, but the regime remains. This week, interim President Delcy Rodriguez ordering security forces to hunt down anyone celebrating Maduro's capture. A democratic transition still uncertain.
It needs to be faster because I'm just worried with what's going to happen with the people in Venezuela now.
We did try to speak with Montiel's friends and family still in Venezuela, but fear runs deep. Many people are laying low, avoiding texts and social media altogether, and choosing only to speak by phone. Security forces have been stopping people on the street, checking phones as they search for anyone supporting U.S. actions in their country. Back to you.